Hey there, big thanks to everybody for completing and emailing through their indoor climbing leaflet. If you're still yet to complete, don't panic, there's still plenty of time. Please, once it is completed, again, send it back through to Sarah Whiteley, so she can tick you off the list. By getting these leaflets done, it's really going to take off a little bit of pressure when we start back in September. So today's video is all about a caving leaflet. Exactly the same thing. We are producing a leaflet around caving, targeting beginners, newcomers to this exciting activity. And just like the indoor climbing leaflet, we've got three areas we're gonna concentrate on. The first one is all about describing the activity, which is going to include the core skills and some of the equipment that you're going to need, when going caving. Secondly, we're going to signpost, beginners to a cave that introduces them gradually to this exciting activity, but it's not going to be too scary to start off with. And number three, we're really pointing out where, if people want to carry on caving, where people can get more information, about various caving clubs, other caves in the area, what equipment you might want to buy, etc. We're going to signpost them to the British Caving Association website. So we're going to go through each of those three areas. They are highlighted in the PowerPoint. I've got my PowerPoint open, so it's exactly the same as the one I sent to you. So we're going to start off with the skills that you're going to need as a caver. The first thing we need is confidence, and really confidence starts to develop the more you go underground. So the more hours you get in within caves, the more experience that you get, your confidence starts to improve. And once your confidence improves, that fear that the cave's going to collapse, you're going to get stuck, all those kinds of things suddenly disappear, and you can just enjoy the actual activity. But as I said just a moment ago, that does take a lot of time, and it takes lots of trips underground to improve that actual confidence. So confidence is going to be the key one. Some of you, when we go caving next year, again, we'll have some of these fears, such as, getting trapped, or the cave's going to collapse, or it's going to flood, But again, once you get into the cave, you suddenly start to adapt. And once you adapt and relax, you can then start to enjoy, this exciting activity. The second, core skill is movement underground. So there's lots of small rocks, loose rocks, on the floor. Above them is water. So as you're walking, it's very easy to slip, trip, fall, twist your ankle, etc. So you've kind of got to really slow your movement down. Again, some areas of the cave you'll be able to walk upright, Other sections you're going to be bending down. Other sections you're on your belly crawling through. Other sections you're squeezing through little gaps. Other sections you're climbing up, to get to upper chambers and things. So movement underground involves all those areas. Again, it's one of those things that the more you go underground, the better your movement becomes. And you can get to more places, more exciting places, because A, your confidence has increased, and B, your movement skills have improved as well. The third one that's on the PowerPoint is survey reading. So a survey is basically a map. It's a map underground. I'm going to put in a photo of a survey for the cave that we're going to be looking at, which is Giant's Hole. So that'll be coming up after this short part of the video. But basically that survey is a piece of paper, that we take underground, and we can start to use that to identify sections of the cave that we want to explore. So survey reading is basically interpreting the information that's included on this underground map. Added to that is navigation. So navigation is being able to, read the map, work out where you want to go, but then actually put that into practice. So you're actually moving from the entrance to the chamber, okay, reading the map and the details, and then navigating your way underground. And obviously then, when you get to that point, it's navigating your way back to the entrance and back out. As with all the skills so far we've talked about, it's all about confidence, it's all about getting experience, okay, underground, reading the maps, and the more you do it, okay, the better skilled, the more skilled you become. So that is survey reading and navigation. Cave knowledge is really important as well. So reading information and getting to understand, okay, the cave systems. Again, it takes time, but again, by doing that, it will improve the activity and the excitement and the experience that you have on the ground. So it's things such as the type of cave that you're going to be exploring, how it was formed is really important, the hydrology, and that's basically the water system which creates the cave. So is it a stream that you can see going through the cave? Or is it the water that's under the ground you can't see, but then if you get a downpour, that water starts coming up? The hydrology is really important to understand, okay, A, how the cave was formed, and then B, whether it's likely to flood or not. Added to that, it's the understanding of weather forecasts. So thinking about what's the weather been like 5 days or more previous to the actual caving trip, what's the weather going to be like, or what's it forecast to be like on the actual day, and what's the impact of heavy rain on that cave system. So for things such as, will it flood? Okay. If it does flood, how long does it take to flood? Where's the water going to come in from? Okay, all those factors are really important when it comes to cave knowledge. Other things are such as environmental factors. So improving your knowledge of the cave, you'll see that there's lots of areas within caves that are environmentally sensitive, which means they could get damaged and they could take hundreds, if not thousands of years to repair, okay, if you're not careful. So again, improving your knowledge of cave systems will improve your knowledge of these environmental factors. And then underpinning everything, okay, for any activity to be fair, is safety considerations. Okay, so your knowledge of cave systems, knowing, okay, sections to explore, sections to avoid, okay, if an incident occurs, how to manage all that. So all the safety considerations within that cave are really important. And cave knowledge, okay, changes depending on which cave you go in. So it's really important to have a good understanding and read up about the cave you're going to explore, okay, the individual cave information, because each cave will be different. Each cave will have formed differently, will have different hydrology, okay, different cave information, which could impact on safety factors and in the like. So those are basically your core skills as a beginner, okay. What we're going to move on to then is the equipment. So the equipment, okay, that you're going to be wearing, and you guys will be wearing when we go caving, but this is all the expected kit that you should have with you to make that caving experience, okay, a good one. I think in the PowerPoint I did say that no matter what the weather's like outside, so at the moment it's absolutely boiling, but it could be freezing cold with snow on the ground. Doesn't matter what the temperature's like on top of outside of the cave, should I say, because in the cave the temperature will be exactly the same. It's around about 10 to 12 degrees within that cave. So today's boiling, it would be really nice to go underground because it'd be a little bit cooler. That said, if it was freezing cold, and it might be, okay, by the time we get to go caving, it could be snow on the ground, it's actually going to feel a lot warmer in the cave, even though it's exactly the same temperature. So this is the kit that we would be wearing, even on a hot day today, basically. So on top of your list, okay, we've got footwear, which is wellies. Okay, so wellies offer a bit of protection for your ankles. It's not going to keep your feet dry. All caves have water in them because that's what's created the cave itself. Okay, and when you're crawling through, the water's going to get into your wellies. It just offers a bit of protection. The rubber's ideal, okay, it stops you from slipping and sliding on the rock. So wellies are what we advise cavers to wear. Already mentioned that there's going to be water within that cave, so What we also need is a set of waterproofs. So we've got some waterproof trousers, okay, which are going to obviously keep you dry. By keeping you dry, that's going to keep you warm as well. We've got a waterproof top, okay, just like so. It's a waterproof top. And as I say, that kit is really important, okay? So it stops you from getting wet, and if you're dry underneath your suit, the chances are you're going to stay warm, okay, underground, and it's going to improve your experience of caving, okay? Also, just looking at your equipment list from the PowerPoint, we've got a caving belt. So this is our caving belt, okay? These are really important. We're going to wear these belts. More about this in a second, but we're going to wear these belts because if we do a short climb, and we'll do a little bit of climbing underground, what we can do is attach a carabiner to this belt, okay, and secure your climb with a rope. So if you did slip, okay, you're not going to hurt yourself because you're going to be secured on a rope. And I'll show you how that's set up, okay, in a moment's time. So there's our belay belt, ideal for attaching carabiners to. What else do we have? Obviously we've got to protect our head. Okay, so we've got our helmets, like so. And the helmets that you'll have will come with a head torch. Obviously the caves are absolutely pitch black underground, so it's vitally important that we've got our head torch. We'll also be carrying spare batteries in case the batteries, okay, run out, and I also carry spare head torches in case the bulbs run out. So it's vitally important that we've got all this kit with us, okay? And obviously with a hard shell, that's going to stop us from, if we do whack our head on the ceiling of the cave, of the chambers, etc., it's going to protect our head. So it's vitally important. Okay, so more about that later. What else do we need? Warm clothing underneath. So, you know, in October, November, when it starts to get colder, if you feel the cold, okay, put as many layers as you want because your waterproof top and trousers will just go over. If you're quite a warm person like me, I tend to wear a lot less clothing, so normally I'll probably just wear a t-shirt and my shorts and then my waterproofs over the top, and I'm absolutely warm. That said, if there's snow on the ground, I'll probably put a fleece jumper on as well, just to keep nice and warm. So warm clothing is your normal clothes, okay, underneath your waterproof top and trousers, okay, and that's obviously, again, going to keep you warm and going to improve the experience that you have when caving. Last but not least is a first aid kit, okay, always carry a first aid kit. Obviously, when we go caving, I've got a group, okay, underground, so my first aid kit's going to be a lot bigger than this, and it's going to have a lot more kit. But when I go caving myself, this is all I take, okay? It's got all my bits and bobs in there, just in case there's any first aid incidents underground. I always put it in a see-through, okay, wallet like so I can see the kit easily, and I can just pull out what I need, okay? And it just saves a bit of time. So there's my first aid kit there. Excellent. What I'm going to do then, okay, is put this kit on and then show you a little bit more, okay, about rope work. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. So what I've done is quickly put on the caving kits. I've got my wellies on, I've got my waterproof trousers, waterproof top, belay belt, helmet secured, okay, and correctly fitted, and obviously got my head torch there as well. So what I'm going to do now is just quickly show you that last core skill, which is rope work, which again is one of those things that is going to safeguard any short climbs that you might want to do, okay, within a cave, okay. Okay guys, so rope work underground, again similar to indoor climbing, is going to involve tying knots and also belaying. Okay, so we've got our belay belt on, which is going to safeguard us against some short, easy climbs underground. Okay, it's just going to prevent, if we do slip, okay, that we're not going to fall and hit the actual ground itself. So for this, what we're going to need is a rope. Okay, so I've got a rope here. what I'm going to have to do at the moment is just tie a knot. So I've got a loop, okay, in the end of the rope, like so. So what I've tied there is a figure of 8 knot and created a loop. All knots are always backed up with a double stopper knot. Okay. So there's my completed knot. I've got my figure of 8 knot, and then I've got my double stopper knot at the bottom there. And that creates a loop. So in the loop, I can attach a carabiner. Okay. So what I then need to do, okay, is put 2 loops in the rope like so. And what I'm going to create there is a belay. It's an Italian hitch belay. And I can attach the rope, okay, to a carabiner like so. And what I can do, okay, is attach this carabiner to the belay belt to safeguard the climber. So this would be you at the bottom of the climb, and I'd be at the top, okay, holding the rope. So if you do fall, that rope would pull tight and it would stop you from hitting the ground. So rope work, again, is really important when you go underground, okay, and do short climbs, etc. So that would be a core skill, and that's the final core skill on the PowerPoint. Right, I'm going to take this kit off now because I'm absolutely boiling. It's a boiling day today, okay, and I'll talk about point 2 and 3. Right, I'm back. Okay, a little bit cooler as well now. What I'll also show you, which I didn't show earlier, okay, is the rucksack that I'll be carrying underground. So these are excellent rucksacks, okay. Obviously water's going to get into it, but it's got holes at the bottom that allows the water to drain, okay. And in this bag, I'll put rope, I'll put my carabiners on there, okay, and also I'll put my first aid kit. So these are really strong, robust bags, okay, that can be battered on the rock surface and wherever you're thrown down, okay, water comes out, ideal for caving. Okay, so point number 2 is all about where to start caving. And this is exactly, the venue we're going to talk about is the cave that I'm going to take you to. So a real good introductory cave, a good starting place is in Castleton, okay, and it's a cave called Giant's Hole Cavern. It's a great cave because the entrance isn't too intimidating. You can actually walk through. It's not a tight squeeze through, so it's a walk through. So it's a nice gentle introduction to get underground. As you start working your way through the chamber, you start to become more relaxed and your confidence starts to improve. So at that point, there's little sections where we'll be bending down, maybe crawling through. Okay, but it eases you in nice and gently. Okay, again, once we've been in that cave for about 30 to 40 minutes, you are much more relaxed, and that's where we'll do the little climbs, okay, underground, and we'll access the top chamber where there's some sections that you'll be crawling, some sections you'll be squeezing through on your belly, okay, but you'll be able to enjoy that much more. So it's a fantastic starter cave. Ideal to introduce beginners, okay, to this real exciting activity of caving, basically. So that's where we're going to start. So in your leaflet, you want to be saying, after you've put what the activity involves and the core skills and the equipment needed, you've put in a little section in your leaflet that has got a little subheading which is, where do you start caving? And we're going to be putting in there, we want to start in caves such as Giant's Hole, because it's a nice start, nice introduction, okay, to caving itself. So maybe find some pictures on the internet for Giant's Hole Cave. In the PowerPoint on slide 2, you'll see a group of cavers. They're students from this year outside the entrance of the cave. That is Giant's Hole Cave. That's the one that we're going to go into. Okay, so again, for beginners, the more pictures they see, the more that uncertainty is reduced and that fear starts to be more controlled, because they've seen the entrance, they've seen what it looks like. So when on the actual day, they're much more relaxed. So lots of pictures in your caving leaflet will be excellent. And point number 3 is the British Caving Association. So again, in the leaflet, we want to be putting things such as, so you want to get into caving, you want to learn more about this exciting activity, why not visit the British Caving Association website? Because it includes information such as, and what I want you to do is go on the British Caving Association website and have a look what information is on there, okay, which, you know, specifically for beginners, all right, specifically for people new to caving, what information is included. Just like the British Mountaineering Council that you wrote about in your indoor climbing leaflet, I don't want the history of the British Caving Association. I just want what information is on that website, okay, that will, you know, specifically target beginners and help them to get involved with the activity of caving. Okay, so that's what we're focusing on. So again, your final product, okay, the leaflet, the end leaflet should have, okay, what caving's about. It should introduce the core skills. It should introduce, okay, the equipment that's needed. It should recommend a starter cave, Giant's Hole, and it should say, if you want more information, look at the British Caving Association website. The more pictures you can put in the leaflet, the better. But make sure the pictures are relevant to the information that we're talking about. Okay, so pictures not of any cave, just put pictures of Giant's Hole Cave. Put a picture of the British Caving Association symbol so they know, so a beginner knows they're on the right website. So specific information to the cave that we're focusing on is vitally important. Okay. Now, this is obviously the video that supplements the PowerPoint. Okay, on Friday, I've sent you a link, an email, just saying that we're going to have a Microsoft Teams meeting. Remember, we're not using Zoom anymore. The college policy now is that we must use Microsoft Teams. So you might need to download that onto your phone. That's probably one of the easiest ways. Okay, or you can get a web version online. Either way, if you get yourself sorted before Friday, get that Microsoft Teams downloaded. Okay, it's free to download. You'll be up and running, ready for that Microsoft Teams meeting this Friday. What will happen is on Friday morning, okay, round about 9:55, I will send a message which will be saying that the meeting is now live and ready for you to join. Okay, so please feel free, join that meeting, and you can ask any questions. These Microsoft Teams meetings are about this task, can be about the last task, indoor climbing, and it can be about any other concerns or questions that you might have, okay, about next year or anything in general. You might just want to have a chat with me. That's absolutely fine. Okay, please use that opportunity, okay, to feedback to me basically. So I'm hoping to see lots of you and speak to lots of you on Friday morning, okay, during that team meeting. Okay, guys. So once again, huge thanks to everybody that's completed that indoor climbing leaflet. Again, if you've not, don't panic. There's plenty of time. Just get it completed. Email this across to Sarah. Okay, and this will take pressure off in September. So we're really starting this unit super early and getting through some tasks. That will create more time for us to actually go out and do these activities, okay, in September. Excellent. Also, if you've got any questions about the activities and cost and kit and things like that, obviously I'm going to go through all that information with you. Probably in about another couple of weeks' time, okay, I'll be sending out a kit list and doing a short video on how much these activities are going to cost next year and what kit you're going to need and all that kind of stuff. But if you want those questions answering sooner, again, just log on to the team meeting this Friday and fire your questions away, and I'll go through some stuff there. If not, okay, good luck with the caving leaflet, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.